like a customer's relationship with them is like feeling like you're nickel and dimes kind of. So even if there is a problem and they're willing to fix it, if you're going to like charge me like I just recently bought something from a jewelry company, or I guess a vintage company called The Real Real. They sell like a lot of like vintage jewelry. And I returned what I didn't want within the return policy, but they deducted the shipping fee and the shipping back from me for it was also like a tiny little ring, which I thought was like absurd. And I won't buy from them again, because I think like if you like really need that $11.95 each way, like I don't want to deal with you. So I think overall, I think just trying to be like very like accommodating to your customer, unless it's like an absolute like erroneous ask.
Okay, very helpful. We have, I know in the industry, there's like what they call a best-in-class, white glove customer service. I don't know if Peloton has used that terminology, but how would you define Peloton relative to providing, the white glove customer service or concierge? And in your mind, is that kind of the if you want to be best in class, that is the kind of the service you should aspire to deliver?
Yeah, I absolutely. I would consider, I don't think we necessarily are calling it white gloves, because that is all that we do. So you're starting from when you get you order the product, you order the bike, you get an immediate email with, not only like, thank you, here's your order number, but like we will be reaching out to you in these number of it would be 4 to 5 days with a bunch of options for delivery times. That happens. If they don't hear back from you from email, someone on the logistics team will call. They'll call and follow up with you and say, hi, we sent you an email. We want to make sure that we can get it to you when is the best possible time for you. So here's a bunch of options we have. If one works, let us know. If one doesn't, let us know, and we'll find a new time. So people are always getting their products, within a week of ordering it, which is great considering what it is. But I think in terms of like the white glove, I think one reason that we've seen NPS like remain strong and get stronger is that these delivery teams that we have, hired and trained ourselves, they're full-time Peloton employees. They care about the brand, and they have a vested interest, and they're not going to leave your house until you have, every question answered. But sometimes deliveries could take hours and hours. I mean, my delivery took no time at all because I understood it. And this is something I think that we're trying to do even in future like products. Like I mentioned, we're coming out with a treadmill. I think it's, a couple 100 pounds. It's a completely different delivery experience than the bike was. It's like with 3 different pieces. It's a much bigger piece of equipment. So we have been planning for, probably a year about what is the best possible delivery experience. We'll go through, scenario planning for it. We'll, do like a few like mock deliveries basically to try and understand like what if someone, has like a sharp corner to turn in their house, what will we do? Because the long part of the treadmill, is what it is. Someone lives, many stories up and we have to carry it. It's even something that we think about when we're hiring people. They have to be like man or woman. They have to have strength. They have to be able to like pick up these heavy objects. And make sure that nothing like, the worst thing that would happen is you buy $2,000 spin bike and then someone drops it in your house and it's broken. Like we'll certainly replace it, but that's not a great delivery experience. So I think we would consider like at the very core what we do white glove. We don't necessarily call it that because it's the only option.
Hey, just a quick question back to your staff. Are they working 24? Are you answering phone calls 24/7?
No. So I think maybe during the holiday season that might change a little. It is one of the reasons that we brought on the Montana group last year. They are maybe like 7 or 8 to 10, and then shortened but similar hours on the weekend. But we have, if there's ever like an influx of phone calls, we have, I think maybe like 35 retail locations around the country by now. So we could, if we need to, for that and for the inside sales, which is like selling the bike over the phone, we could they'll flip it to any of the showrooms that are open, and they can handle any questions, and they do.
Sarah,
so there's some kind of automated rerouting.
Yeah, I honestly think it's like some sort of an answering machine. Maybe that's the reason that people don't